Hey guys, Harsh here, back in the video. So today I have a mini GT for you guys, and it is the model number 583, which is the Tyrrell P34. And as you can see, this is the car number 3 from the 1976 Formula 1 season, and this is the race winner for the Swedish Grand Prix driven by Jody Scheckter. I think that's how you pronounce the name. So as you can see, this time around, unlike the last time, it comes with the helmet also and the driver body inside the cockpit, which is actually quite nice, kind of like the thing that they have done with the recent Formula 1 models. So you just take it out, and you can see here we have the model itself. It is, I think, quite similar with the other ones as well. The major thing here being the inclusion of the driver helmet. So let me just take it out real quickly and take a closer look at it. Now this is a very weird Formula 1 car because as you can see, this has total of 6 wheels, 2 small ones at the front and 1 giant at the back on one side. So this used to happen back when the regulations weren't so concrete, so the teams can like really bend the rules and create some monstrosities such as this one over here. But nonetheless, it was quite a good concept to have back in the day. So as always, starting the front, you can see we have the Goodyear logo there. The front wing is like a shovel in this particular car, but that is quite okay. You can see the small tabs and the holes are all present there with some black paint going on, which is quite nice. And on top of that, we have the ELF logo as well. On both the sides, you can see we have the Goodyear logo, and on the side of the front wing, we have the ELF logo again. Then we have the car number 3 over here on the top, as you can see, and we get some like bolts impression going all the way to the diecast body itself. You can see adds a very nice detailed look to the car. The suspension is quite hidden away in this particular version, but if you look at the underneath over here, you can see how nicely detailed this one is. You can also see the base is also painted in metallic finish, just like the real car, I think. So this is quite nice. And speaking of the tire, you can see the tire rims also has this very nice red nut in both of them, as you can see, and the Goodyear tire logo on the rim as well. So I think for the Formula 1 models, the tires are quite nicely detailed, and you can see they have this sort of like grooves in them also. Now moving to the cockpit, you can see we have the driver inside it, and the helmet is also there. As you can see, the helmet is a lot more simpler now than the current version Formula 1 cars, and the steering wheel is also just as like simple steering wheel. There is no button switches or screens or anything like that. So comparing it with the current version car, it is hugely lacking in sponsors, but still I think the concept of the car is just enough for you guys to get it for yourself. Side mirrors, I think, are these flat panels over here. The mirrors were stuck onto this flat surface, but as you know, Mini GT doesn't really do that, so they have left that space empty. And then if you move further back, you can see we have the British flag, the surname which is Scheckter, the surname which is Scheckter, and then 2 more logos at the bottom, which I cannot really make out what they are, but nonetheless very nicely detailed. You can see the hands of the driver are actually on the steering wheel, which is I think quite nice to see. On the side there, you can see we have again the number 3 and the ELF logo along with this yellow stripe, and at the side you can see we have this radiator over here, which I guess scoops the air from somewhere around here and then blows out from here as to keep the engine cool, and it is on both the side. As you can see, it is also very nicely detailed. You can see the slits are very nicely depicted on the radiator itself, so it is quite nicely detailed as well. And coming to the engine part, I think this is one of the most detailed engines. Again, coming from the Lotus that I have recently reviewed, this is quite nice as well. You can see the individual cylinders also. This is a V8 engine by the looks of it. And if you look at the bottom, you can see how nicely detailed the exhaust are. You can see individual pipes coming out from each cylinder and then combining into this 2 system exhaust that you see over here, right at the back, one over here and other one over here. Very nicely depicted also. And this is one of the coolest thing, is the back side of these sort of like old cars is quite nicely detailed in Mini GT. You can see all the suspension track rods going to the main axle as well. And speaking of the main axle, you can see how big the tire is compared to the front ones. You can see the Goodyear logo is also present on both the ends, along with the nut that goes in there. It is silver color, quite nice. Moving to the back wing, you can see again we have the Goodyear logo both at the sides and the top, and then we have the ELF logo on the like the flat surface. And this back wing doesn't have any sort of like DRS feature, so it is like completely solid piece, and it is very nicely pasted onto the car body itself. As you can see, there is this sort of light thingy that I'm not sure what it is. I'm pretty sure that brake lights weren't even a thing back then. And you can see we also have this radiator over here. It is actually a radiator or whatever else that is, I'm not sure, but kind of looks out of place in my opinion, because you can see how badly this one is placed onto the car, right onto the back wing. But as always, asymmetrical looks better on the car itself, so I think that is a quite nice feature to have on your car, I must say. So all in all, it is a very nicely detailed model to have, and if you are a really nostalgic fan of Formula 1, then it is a must have for you. So that is, guys, the Tyrrell P34 from the 1976 Swedish Grand Prix. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you have any doubt, suggestion or comments, you can comment down below. I will try to respond to them as soon as possible. So until then, I will catch you all in the next one.